Alright, welcome everyone to another night of NizCast. We're casting the Saturday Dota League, and yes, I know, it's Monday. But it's still the Saturday Dota League, so we had some matches scheduled on Saturday. They had to get postponed, pushed back to Monday. We were still unsure when the two teams were going to be able to play against each other. It was either going to be 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. EST. Remaining. And they were still on the fence going back and forth about when they were going to be able to play, and just trying to find out when it was going to happen. And all of a sudden they said, you know what, let's just play now. So I immediately booted up the stream, got everything going. The players actually got in and got ready before I did. So they actually had to wait for me. So thank you to them for actually waiting, so I was able to cast this game. But we are up, we are live, and this is going to be our last series of the regular season. Then we move on to the playoffs. Well, maybe. We might have to play some tiebreakers before the playoffs, but I'll get to that in just a second. But we've got a best of two between No Broodmama and ASDF. ASDF is a team that they're going by in the schedule and the brackets and all that stuff. But it's ASDF Indonesia. Also, they go by the name of Team ASDF. We've seen them on my channel before. I haven't cast them yet in the Saturday Dota League, but it'll be good to see them go up against No Broodmama, which I also haven't casted in the Saturday Dota League, but once again, another team that I've definitely casted on my channel before. Of course, 11, a former teammate of mine, so the captain for No Broodmama as well. But we're going to remain completely unbiased. Actually, I like both these teams. I've chatted with them quite a bit in lobbies and stuff like that, so definitely no bias here. But we're just here to enjoy some good Dota, as I'm assuming that you guys have also been enjoying some Dota, as the TI qualifiers for, well, China started last night, and then of course America has been on for just over 6 hours, and they've been some pretty damn good games. There's been some interesting picks, some interesting, I guess, ban orders and draft orders and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see if we're seeing any of these two teams mix it up, but some of my predictions for my compendium have kind of gone out the window. But we'll see as the qualifiers develop for that one. But yeah, just to kind of set the stage for this, we've got ASDF that's sitting at the bottom of the red division right now. They're at 0-4, and they're looking to get a win. Once again, this is a best of two, so they're going to have two chances to get a win. But whether they get a win or not, whether they could come out of this winning both games, or they could come out of this winning 1 or even 0 games. It doesn't matter. They're still going to advance to the playoffs. The way that it works is we've got 4 teams in each division. The top 2 teams from each division move on to the winner's bracket, and the bottom 2 teams of each division start in the loser's bracket for our playoffs. So no teams will be eliminated at the end of this, but of course ASDF would like to get a win under their belt, and potentially 2 wins under their belt before the season is done. As for No Broodmama, they're sitting at 2-2 right now. Those 2 wins were actually against Boreal in the first week, and then of course they lost 2 matches against the Business Gaming. Both those teams, the Business Gaming and Boreal, are sitting at 4-2. They're of course done all their games, so they're both tied for first. And if No Broodmama were to win both these games, they would also end up 4-2. So we'd have a 3-way tie for first, or 3 teams essentially tied for those top 2 slots. So we'd have to play some tiebreakers. I sent a message to Aegis asking a little bit about when we'd be looking at potentially playing those tiebreakers. I'll let you know when he gets back to me on that. But of course, No Broodmama's got to at least win game 1 for that even to really be a potential, as they've got to win both for that to even be a possibility. But of course, we've also got our blue division, which has already finished. Started from the bottom, which we casted in the first week. They finished first at 5-1. UTD Savants, which we saw them play in the first week, finished at 4-2. MEMP, they finished third at 2-4, and Mastodon finished in last place at 1-5. So we'll be be able to see a little bit more of those teams as we move into the
5
playoffs. Hopefully
seconds
we'll try and get to cast every single team in the tournament.
Reserve time.
But holy crap, I've been talking for a while, and this
Radiant
draft has
team
progressed
pick.
quite a bit. So let's catch on up here. As I'm just gonna have to switch something here. I'm still scrambling. My setup is not exactly how I normally do it, but we're gonna do it on the fly here. But we've got Wisp, Gyro, Undying, and Clockwork getting banned out by No Broodmama, Spirit Breaker, Visage, Shadow Fiend, and Broodmama, the Broodmother, getting banned out by ASDF. The picks were Leshrac, Bounty Hunter, and Lion for No Broodmama, Queen of Pain, Nyx Assassin, Medusa, an interesting Medusa pick so early, but also now a Rubik getting picked up for ASDF. So let's try and figure out our lanes. ASDF, we've got the most heroes there, so let's figure those out first. Queen of Pain, most likely going to be in the mid lane. Medusa, going to be safe lane farming. Rubik, going to be supporting. Nyx Assassin, we're not really sure. Could be off lane, could also be a support paired up with the Rubik. And frankly, it would work good in both situations here, in both positions. So we can't really read into it too much. Of course, it's actually quite clever the way that ASDF drafted this. They picked up the Queen of Pain, then the Nyx Assassin that first round, and Nyx Assassin being one of the strong counters to Medusa, freed them up to pick that Medusa. I'm not sure if they really had to pick it third overall, but maybe they wanted a little bit more flexibility with their that support pick, and they decided to go with the Rubik there. So they said, you know what, we're going to go with Dusa. That's our plan. Let's pick up the Dusa, and we'll take the flexibility with our fourth pick on that support. And that's how they went about doing it. No Broodmama picked up a Slark in to counter off that Medusa, and you know, Slark does a pretty good job of countering. Of course, every time Slark hits a target with the Essence Shift, he steals the stats, right? So every single time he's going to steal 3 agility. 3 agility means Medusa has less attack speed, less armor, less damage. That's Slark gains the 3 agility, but every attack, Medusa loses 1 agility, so she loses all those things. She loses the strength as well, so effectively loses a little bit of HP, but also loses int, so loses mana, which through energy shield, or mana shield, it's mana shield, right? Mana shield, she also is effectively losing HP, so it's quite strong running Slark against Medusa, but you've got to be able to get on the Medusa and get those right clicks going on her. So fast attack speed's great, but once again, you've got to be able to get in there and stand toe-to-toe with the Medusa, which isn't always the easiest thing in the world, especially when there's a Queen of Pain or something like that on the other team. A lot of burst damage. Nyx Assassin's going to provide that as well. Final 2 bans. The Nature's Prophet was banned out by ASDF. Zeus was the ban for No Broodmama, and ASDF knew exactly what they wanted. They picked up the Abaddon, so going to further kind of raid boss that Medusa in the team fights, and we know from that, well, actually we don't know for sure, but most likely that Abaddon is going to be a support, and the Nyx Assassin is then going to be the offlaner. They could potentially run Abaddon offlane. I think then they're really banking on just the Queen of Pain and Medusa to be their sources of damage, and I think it's much better to have at least 3 good, strong sources of damage. So the Nyx Assassin would be better off in that off lane than the Abaddon. Abaddon isn't really going to get you much in exchange for having him there rather than the Nyx Assassin. For No Broodmama, we've got the Leshrac. It's going to be a core Leshrac, I imagine, in the mid lane. Potentially. They could change it up. Slark's going to be safe lane. Lion's going to be support. Bounty Hunter, we don't know. Could be off lane, could be support with the Lion. It's a very strong support right now, and it's typically run as that. So I imagine we're going to see an offlaner get picked up here by No Broodmama. But it could be a mid, in which case we'd have Leshrac as support, Bounty Hunter offlane, but I don't think that's what we're going to see. But who knows? 11 and I have very different draft philosophies. So we'll see what 11 chooses to go with here, but I think we're probably on the same page for this one.
10 seconds remaining.
But dipping way into the reserve time, they're going to go with the Magnus. So indeed, it is, I guess, an offlaner. I mean, Magnus we typically see being run in the mid lane, but he, of course, can be run in the off lane as well. There is the off chance that that is mid, and then we are going to see the bounty off lane and then that Leshrac support that I already mentioned. But we'll see. We'll see how they choose to do this, as both teams have a little bit of flexibility in what they're able to do with their lanes. But I think we know which route ASDF is going to take, and most likely which route No Broodmama is going to take. Yeah, as we just wait for the last player to select their hero here, we're going to hop on into the game as we've got a little bit of lag here. Uh-oh. Are we okay? We're okay. We're okay. It's a little bit of a shaky start here tonight, but we're getting there. But let's introduce our teams and our players. On the Radiant side, we're going to have Team ASDF. Leading the way for them is going to be Ma Tiff. On the Rubik, YOLO Swag Rico is going to be playing the Queen of Pain. XSY is going to be playing the Nyx Assassin. A Santa at NASA is going to be on that Abaddon. And trailing in the back is going to be Eleanor playing the Medusa. These players, I remember the double YOLO Swag Rico is, I think it's just there just to confuse me. On the Dire side, we've got No Broodmama. 11, their captain, is playing the Slark, and he's maybe in a little bit of trouble here. Needs to be careful. Shanks is going to be on the Bounty Hunter. Brink is going to be on the Leshrac. Era is going to be on the Lion, as we're getting close to a potential engage here, but I don't think it's actually going to happen, as Rubik would most likely be the one who's going to be able to initiate this with a lift, but it doesn't look like anyone's going to get close enough for that to be the case. And the last player for No Broodmama is going to be looking for a professional team, SKP Hank Za. That's a long name. We're probably just going to call him Hank. Hank Za. I don't know, something like that. Either way, he's playing the Magnus in that off lane. As we see, ASDF, they went on that little bit of a venture through the No Broodmama jungle. They only placed just this one observer ward. They didn't place any others, right? They didn't place an observer ward in the camp, did they? Maybe they did, and it did get countered. I'm not sure, but either way, No Broodmama placed a sentry ward to counter it up if it was there, and maybe they got it, maybe they didn't. Who knows? Shank's already waiting here. He's already waiting for the courier, waiting for that to rotate on in, but we've got a little bit of different lanes than I think No Broodmama would have been expecting here. Certainly different than I would have been expecting, is we got the Medusa in the mid lane going up against the Leshrac. So we expected the Leshrac, but certainly not the Medusa in this mid lane. And because it's a Medusa with the starting build of the Wraithband Double Iron Branch, that means we're not going to see the courier going out to the mid lane immediately off the start like we normally would if it... you know, if the mid hero decided they need a little bit more regen or anything like that right off the start, or even an early bottle, is, well, we are going to see the courier now heading out, but it's not for a bottle. It's instead a magic stick and a circlet, and even a set of sentries for the Abaddon, who is going to do a little bit of stacking and pulling. And right as the courier comes, Shanks steps away. Now he pops the invis, so he will miss the courier on the way in. But he'll look to try and bring it down on the way out. But it's probably going to take a detour and go for the Abaddon. Is it? Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that completely sucks for Shanks. So the courier will not go down. The bounty hunter wasting his time hanging out there. But the courier, the poor doggy's still on the run. It's the ASDF's Franker Z. Shanks will still get it. Matif is there and gets the lift off. Even uses a dust to reveal the bounty hunter, but he's too fast. He's got boots first. None of these heroes have their boots, so they have no way of catching up to that bounty hunter. So it looked like it wasn't going to pan out for the bounty there, but Shanks did get it done. He did get the kill on the courier, that extra gold going the way of his team, but also limiting that ability for anyone on the side of ASDF to use that courier and get the bottle throwing off. Yellow Swag Rico getting hit with the shockwave there, but does he know that Shanks is here? Well, he does now, as Shanks attacking out of Invis, and will force the blink out from the Queen of Pain. But let's try and figure out exactly what our lanes are, because we covered mid and then we had to watch the Bounty Hunter. But it is going to be a Magnus in the off lane going up against a safe lane Queen of Pain being supported by a Rubik. Shanks looks like he's going to be doing a lot of roaming around as a support Bounty Hunter. A Santa Nass is hanging out in the mid lane on that Abaddon, kind of just sitting behind Eleanor, supporting that Medusa that we already said is up against the Leshrac. In the top lane, it's going to be a safe lane farming Slark with the support of Lion, and the Nyx Assassin is going to be the offlaner. Courier for the Dire now heading out, going to be delivering a set of boots to that mid Leshrac, who, well, I'm not sure what's going on, but my last hits weren't even ordered properly. What is going on today? Either way, Matif's going to get skewered, but he's going to get the lift off. It's going to stun both the heroes, but it's not going to be enough. The Magnus will get the first blood as the shockwave finishes off that Rubik. So no Broodmama. Get that first blood. Get that extra little bit of gold to add on to that gold that they got from the courier kill. And they're off to a pretty damn good start 4 minutes into this game. Top of that, Brink managing to get the bottom rune and bottling it up. So he got the bounty rune. Whereas the top rune is picked up by Ascent at NASA as he's running around as a double damage Abaddon, which isn't the best rune for an Abaddon, but Abaddon's one of those heroes at this point in the game, it's very difficult for him to make much use of any runes. But Matif, using a TP scroll to head on up here into the top lane, going to try to set something up with the Nyx Assassin, using the Mango, force-feeding it to the Nyx. So now the Nyx has mana, and he's going to use almost all of it as he's getting sucked off there by Era, but he will get the stun off and the Spike Carapace, and we will see a kill here going the way of ASDF as the Lion goes down. XSY on the Nyx Assassin, getting that last hit. So that'll help him get closer and closer to what I'm guessing is going to be his Arcane Boots as his first item. But we're not sure on that. He could go Brown Boots directly into a Blink Dagger. He could go a lot of things. But now we got the Courier flying out and delivering something to Shanks. It's just a set of tangos, so he needs a little bit more regen. As I'm interested to see what Shanks is going to go for his boot choice as well. Typically, we see Bounty Hunters go for Tranquil Boots, but that's not the only choice. There is phase boots that you can always pick up as well. But a little interesting that he chose to bring out the tangos, because he would have been pretty close to buying a Ring of Regen. But will he be able to see Eleanor there? I think he just caught a glimpse of him. But Eleanor sitting kind of low on HP. Now just going to drop an item and heal himself back up, getting that max effectiveness out of that heal coming out from the Abaddon. And here we go, Courier's going to come in, it's going to deliver some more regen items to that Medusa, but need to be careful here. Action could come out before he's able to really regen back up, but it looks like he will be safe. Didn't venture too far out into that river, but now the Magnus is going to get lifted and just immediately blown up. He didn't even have to get thrown back, they didn't even really have to throw out any right clicks, as Yellow Swag Rico just throws out the Sonic Wave and the Magnus just disappears. He's just gone from the map. The top lane, XSY, trying to interfere with the pull, but he will get stunned up and losing all his mana. Now he's pounced and locked down in place as 11 starts right-clicking him down. Era getting those right-clicks off as well, and he will be able to finish him off with the Dark Pact. So now 2-2, the score evens up as no Broodmama finds a kill there on that offlane Nyx Assassin. Got a lot of stacking going on here as Eleanor's going to stack another camp. As he's actually gone for a little bit of a different build. He's maxed the Mystic Snake. He only has 1 point in Mana Shield, but 2 points into Split Shot already, and that allows him to actually farm these stacked camps very easily, very early on. As we can tell, ASDF, they've invested a lot into stacking, and more action in the top lane is 11 and Era. Look like they're going to get another kill on XSY as he just respawned and TP'd up there, and he's dead again. So a little bit of a tough life here for the Nyx Assassin. Maybe they might want to rotate the Abaddon up there and help the Nyx. I don't know. That's a little bit of a tough rotation or decision to make there, because you've had the Abaddon in the middle lane. not only does that
Radiant
support
structures
the
are
Medusa to make
fortified.
sure the Medusa isn't going to get ganked, this Bounty Hunter being able to pressure the Medusa.
Radiant's top
Also,
tower is
the
under
Abaddon's able to
attack.
soak in the mid lane while the Deuce is doing the stacks. And of course, when the Deuce is in the lane, the Abaddon's making the stacks for her to farm. So rotating that Abaddon away is going to get rid of that possibility. And then on top of that, your Nyx Assassin. He's a hero that needs XP. You put an Abaddon up there, and they're going to be sharing the XP, and he's going to end up with less. Although, with him constantly dying, I guess he's not really getting much. And I say constantly dying. I probably shouldn't have said that. It was just 2 quick kills. But he is already level 6, so he does have Vendetta. And he could look to just make some rotations and try and get some ganks. But there is an Observer Ward here from No Broodmama in the lane, so they will know where this Nyx Assassin is. And if he's not showing under that Observer Ward or isn't showing that he's pushing up past it, they will know that he's out venturing out on the map trying to set up a kill with a Vendetta. But looks like he will just try to sit up here and soak a little bit of XP. He's got an Observer Ward of his own off to the side here, but it's not really giving him that much vision, and it's not going to give him vision of this Lion's rotation. But it is going to expire anyways. We've got a very low duration still left on that Observer Ward. We also have dual Observer Wards almost sitting there together on the cliff, enjoying the view over this mid lane, as we've got an Observer Ward from both teams there, scouting up that high ground. Mainly scouting out the not only the high ground here in the mid, but also any kind of action coming in from here, wrapping into the mid lane, or even just supporting the mid hero from the Radiant side. It's a very valuable ward for both teams in this situation. Brink diving past the tower has forced out the borrowed time from Asanta at NASA, and now he's going to re-engage now that the borrowed time's over. Made sure not to hit him to heal him back up, but unfortunately Brink does get the kill, but XSY is there with the TP and gets the kill with the Impale. Shanks on the way out places an Observer Ward, so we've got another Observer Ward with similar functionality to this one, but it's slightly different. It gives you more vision of the rotations coming up here, but also rotations going towards the bottom rune as well. As my messy John Maddening there on the map. I hope you guys could follow that. But we do have the Queen of Pain up at level 9 already, and wow, she's going to be scary as she starts moving around the map. Because once that level 11 comes out, there's some squishy heroes on No Broodmama that are going to have to be a little bit scared and a little bit cautious. As Leshrac, typically a pretty squishy hero, and it's been played in the mid lane, so it's got a little bit more levels under its belt and a little bit more stats as a result. But you take a look at the item build so far. We got Arcane Boots, we got a bottle, we got a Soul Ring. None of those give any HP. The only one that gives HP is the Null Talisman, as Era has taken a fall to this Nyx Assassin, as XSY was hunting using the Vendetta in the jungle and managed to catch Era somewhere up around here, but he did manage to bring him down. So good on the Nyx Assassin for being able to find a kill with that first, I believe it was his first use of Vendetta of the game. Now we've got more rotations coming around, as taking a look at our last hits here, as our top last hits in the game are going to be on Eleanor. He's sitting at 91-1. Then in second place is actually going to be that Queen of Pain. So ASDF getting the advantage out of the lane so far, as the Queen of Pain sitting at 73-16. But then the next three are all on No Broodmama, so they're not doing too bad. They're not that far behind, and 11's been doing quite well in this top lane. His CS isn't the greatest, but you have to keep in mind he does have 2 kills under his belt, and he was looking for a third there on XSY. But with all the TP support, 11 had to back away. Shanks was still trying to utilize that invis to find the kill, and he was very, very close to bringing XSY down, but unfortunately not able to do so before he's blown up by all those heroes that had just TP'd in. And now Brink trying to force the... Oh no, he tried to force the situation and just backfired on him completely, and then 11 was kind of hanging out there as well, and he tried to pounce and run away, but wasn't able to do so. So No Broodmama ends up losing 3 heroes, but effectively 2 heroes after the fact, as a little bit of a mistake there coming out from them, but ASDF there to capitalize, and they find themselves ahead 7-4 right now. As we switch on over to our net worth, And, well, we saw the last hits, and we can also see the net worth, as they're pretty similar. The only thing is that the Slark, which, like I said, was a little bit lower on the last hits, is leading his team so far in terms of net worth, and that's a result of those 2 kills on the Nyx Assassin early on. But we do see a little bit of a discrepancy between those 3 farmers, the 3 cores on No Broodmama and the Medusa, and that's the effect of the stacks. If you see, Eleanor still doing stacks right now, as they have wiped out all these trees. We've got a Quelling Blade on the Medusa to do so, but being able to bring down all those trees means he can do exactly what he's doing right now, farming both camps at the same time, utilizing that split shot. And that's really going to help accelerate the farm. Up to now, a Perseverance and 1,700 gold. So this Medusa making quite good progress. The Nyx Assassin, there we go, sitting at 1,900 gold. And still just the brown boots. So it looks like it is going to be brown boots into a blink for the Nyx Assassin. How's Brink doing? Brink's picked up a point booster. That's getting his HP total back up, which he certainly is going to need against the Queen of Pain and the Nyx Assassin. Shanks hunting a little bit. He actually chose to go with the Arcane Boots, which isn't bad because that's going to free up Lion to not have to go for those, and they're going to need one on their team. Actually, no, the Magnus has them as well. I don't think the second pair was needed, but it's certainly nice. As we're going to have RP go out, but we've already lost Shanks. Skewers them back a little bit, but that'll get them the kill, not just on the Rubik, but also the Queen of Pain. And now Eleanor's on the run here, has no mana to use the ultimate, and certainly once you're out of mana on the Medusa, you're pretty much dead, as we saw the Medusa take a fall as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As now a Santa Nass is going to go down as well, and it's going to be a 5-man wipe, going the way of No Broodmama. Less than 15 minutes into the game, we've got a 5-man wipe, but we are so early into this game, that means respawns are quick, as XSY TP's in and tries to get a kill, a return kill on the Magnus, but not able to do so, as he'll just have to back away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But this Magnus, he wasn't the highest in terms of our last hits. Certainly against when you compare him to one of the heroes he was going against with the Queen of Pain. But he got his Blink Dagger up, he got his Arcane Boots. That's the core that you need on the Magnus. And as a result of that team wipe, he's sitting on another 2,000 gold. As unfortunately Shanks gets caught out once again. But Yellow Swag Rico will gladly accept that gold so generously donated to him by the bounty hunter, as he's already finished one Oblivion staff, sitting at 1,500 gold, and he's gonna buy some more, as almost completing another Oblivion staff. So the Orchid well on its way for the Queen of Pain. What about 11? We haven't really looked at 11, saw his item progression. He went Midas, and now just picking up a Blink Dagger, so looking to get involved. Yes, Midas can be a farming item, but especially when you see the Blink Dagger getting picked up this early, I think that means that 11 wants to fight, and the Midas is just going to be a way for him to continue earning gold and having item progression as he's running around and doing so. It's also going to allow him to get the XP that he needs as well, to stop, Midas something, keep going, and get killing. And it's going to give him that attack speed, which we mentioned in the draft as well, that is strong against the Medusa. As we see, No Broodmama's gathered up 3 heroes, or at least 3 visible heroes in the mid lane. Of course, 11's up here on the high ground, so it is effectively for just 1 hero for ASDF, as it's a Santa Nasa. 11 blinks on in, uses the pounce, locking down that Abaddon, forcing out the borrowed time. He popped it manually, it wasn't because of his HP pool. But with that, No Broodmama will back away, as we have 3 extra heroes coming in to the mid lane for ASDF. And Brink, maybe stepping a little bit far forward. I think he's going to get punished for this, as yes, he will. He's getting completely blown up. His teammates are nowhere near him. Shank's going to be coming in. 11's coming in as well. XSY very, very low on HP, but are they going to be able to bring him down? They will. 11's going to get the kill. Shanks and Hank Za are going to be hanging out here. RP still available, and there it is. It's going to land on 2, using that Blink Dagger, skewering them back. I think it actually landed on 3 there, but we will lose. Both 2 heroes as a result. Yola Swag Rico will be able to blink away, so he doesn't go down, as it's just him and Eleanor, the only one left alive for ASDF. Eleanor not taking part in that fight, taking the opportunity to push this bottom tier 1 tower, but not able to bring it down. Glyph will come out. Oh, Skewers missed there by the Magnus, but Era also TP'd on in. He gets the Hex off, now draining that mana from the Medusa, as that's very underrated, as expect Era to level up, as we already see him at 3 points on that mana drain. It's very, very effective against the Medusa, but they do manage to bring down that that Medusa, and also I believe they did get the deny on the tower. No, they didn't. Okay, the catapult must have got the last hit on the tower there for the Radiant side. So unfortunately missing the deny there, but they did get the kill on that high value target, the Medusa. Jenks soaking up a little bit of XP here in the top lane, but now 11 TPs in, so he'll soak up a little bit of the XP, but won't get much of the gold.
Radiant's bottom
As
tower
he's
is under
now
attack.
gonna rotate away from that top lane.
Structures are fortified.
We do have ASDF pushing in the mid lane. They're only
tower
showing the
is
2
under
heroes,
attack.
just the Queen of Pain and the Abaddon. If we look across the river, we've got the Nyx
bottom
Assassin,
tower has
and then we
fallen.
look up by the Ancients, we've got the Rubik as well. So it's effectively 4 heroes close by in the mid lane. That tower's getting down. Most of them aren't going to be close enough to contest this tower, but it's not going to matter. No Broodmama not getting the deny there, just the Queen of Pain able to get the last hit. As no Broodmama had 3 heroes hanging out there. But yeah, I'm just kind of missing the opportunity there to get the last hit. It was just the one lone attack from the Queen of Pain on the tower. The Abaddon wasn't in range, and there wasn't even really that many heroes or creeps attacking it. Bloodstone getting finished by Brink. He's sitting on 5 Bloodstone charges, but he's already back up at 2,000 gold. We've got an urn completed from the Bounty Hunter. Now Lincoln's getting completed by the Medusa. XSY has picked up his Blink Dagger. Now he's going to drop into Vendettas. Everyone else on his team is smoked up right now, as they will find a kill onto the line, but XSY, he's not done. He's going to keep hunting as long as he's in that Vendetta. He does have smoke, and it's going to get popped, so he knows a hero's nearby. He probably thinks it was just Magnus. He probably doesn't know that the Bounty Hunter's there as well. I think he actually might have just gotten a glimpse of the Bounty Hunter as he came out of Invis there. But either way, we're not going to see any action as a result, as we've got some tracks going out from the Bounty Hunter, but they immediately get removed by the Aphotic Shield. 11 getting in his position here up on the high ground, and wow, the Queen of Pain blinking over, not seeing 11 there. But now the Rubik will definitely see the Slark, but I don't really know what he's doing. He's going a little crazy here, as he's gonna go down. Easy kill there for no Broodmama. And Shanks, did he get the track off? I don't think so, as I think it would have still been on cooldown just barely when we checked in. But either way, that extra bounty gold's gonna be huge. RP's gonna land on 2, getting the shockwave off, but not working out for them, as they're gonna lose the Bounty Hunter. They lost their Slark as well, Mag, and even the Leshrac, so that's huge losses there for no Broodmama. The only one left alive is Era on the Lion, and that's because he just respawned. So we saw a one-sided team fight earlier on, hanging out or down at the bottom, tier 1. That one in favor of no Broodmama, and now we see almost very, very close to a 5-man wipe going completely the other way in this mid lane. So this game pretty damn close so far. We're going to take a look at our gold graph, as it's about a 2,000 gold difference. Right now it's in favor of no Broodmama, but we have seen over 1,000 gold advantage in favor of ASDF not that long ago. XP, ooh, just it's basically 0. Not even worth actually looking at that difference, but it's basically 0 between these two teams. So very, very close so far. But with the amount of action we've seen so far, 30 kills in 21 minutes so far, this game could definitely get blown wide open at any moment. And now Shanks, who in a little bit of trouble. Who has detection? We do have dust on the Abaddon, but Shanks is pretty far away. I don't think he's going to get caught out here. We also have one charge dust and a sentry on the Rubik, because he's going to place a sentry. They're going to find the Observer Ward, but they were definitely ready to potentially lift that Bounty Hunter if he was in range. XSY in Vendetta. He was thinking about going on Era there, but with the Mag there, he thinks better of it. And he needs to be careful. There isn't a sentry ward here. He probably thinks he's fine because he's got a sentry ward of his own there. But, ooh, I think he just got attacked by one of those range creeps, so he should know. 11 is on the high ground here with double damage. This could be a disaster for ASDF if they choose to engage, but well, they don't get the chance to, as 11 just goes blinking on in as no Broodmama. They want to initiate here, and 11 almost bringing down XSY, but now he's got to back away. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pain has found a kill onto the line, and Leshrak's going to go down as well. It was looking actually pretty good there for no Broodmamas. With 11 blinking on in, was tying up the attention of a lot of heroes on the side of ASDF. I was thinking that maybe that was going to free up the other heroes on no Broodmama to get something done, but the burst damage from that Queen of Pain, those early levels, almost at level 16 already. We've got a level 2 Sonic Wave, but that's going to be level 3 very, very shortly. And that gives the Queen of Pain so much burst damage as they use that to blow up the lion to start everything off, and we're able to drop the Leshrak shortly thereafter. Things will change a little bit for no Broodmama moving forward, though, as 11 very, very close to finishing his BKB. Just needs a recipe, and he's already sitting at 1,300 gold. But they do have to be a little bit wary of this Medusa. A lot of farm on her so far. Got the Lincolns, got the Yasha, 1,600 gold as well. The Manta's going to be on its way very, very shortly. But now, there we go. We've got the BKB finished by 11, and we even had a medallion getting picked up by Shanks as well. So we've got more minus armor coming up from the bounty. That effectively means that the Slark's going to be hitting harder, dealing more damage. It's not really going to amplify much of the damage that Leshrak's doing, just his auto attacks, which isn't a huge source of his damage, but it's still nice to have. It also allows them to take Roche very quickly, as well, as they're going to go for it immediately. The question is, will ASDF come and check? Observer ward getting placed by Shanks up on the high ground, but there is a sentry just placed, and the Rubik standing up here on the high ground gives vision to the Queen of Pain, so doing a little bit of counter warding there, but looks like their ASDF's just going to back away. They have no idea, but no Broodmama has no idea that they've backed away, so now they're going to back away. These two teams are just kind of metagaming each other, as they're into each other's heads, but they're confusing themselves more than anything else. As we're gonna have an RP coming out from the magnets, it's gonna land on it too, but there comes the Queen of Pain with the Sonic Wave, and it just chunks so many of these heroes on no Broodmama. The Mag goes down, the Slark goes down. Who's next? Is it gonna be the Leshrak? I think so. Brink on 6 HPs, bottling up, trying to just barely get out of there alive, and it looks like he will. Era blinking away as well. It's amazing that no Broodmama didn't lose more heroes, as Brink will get denied by Era as he was about to take out from the Shadow Strike, but unfortunately that means everyone else on the side of ASDF were able to catch back up. XSY blinks on in, gets the Impale off, and finishes off that line. The only one left alive is Shanks, who's just kind of tossing up some tracks from the high ground here. But unfortunately we will have a pause as the Medusa is DC'd, so once Eleanor reconnects we will be set to go again. But this gives us an opportunity to take a look at our gold graph and see where it is, as it is probably going to be adjusting, but it's actually exactly 4,000 gold the difference right now in favor of ASDF. XP, well, last we checked it was right here, just passing 0, and it's kept going up and up and up as we're approaching 10,000 XP difference. Those last, well, certainly the last fight, but the last 2 fights have been very much in favor of ASDF, and that's certainly going to set that graph off in well, in the fashion that we see. As for no Broodmama, they do have the bounty, which means track gold, which means you kill heroes, you get rich, but they haven't been doing much killing recently. They do have 14 kills, but a lot of those kills kind of came earlier, before track was really online, before they were able to make sure that they were getting those tracks up on a ton of targets. The bounty hunter only been a part of 4 of the 14 kills, just sitting at 2, 5, and 2. Shanks unfortunately he's been caught out a few times, and as a result that means he's not there, he's not present to get those tracks off if any return kills happen. Tier 3 is going to go down, and they're going to go after the melee racks here. and probably the range racks. They've got a little bit of time before no Broodmama has the respawns. Mag just respawned 3 seconds till Sark, but it's going to be another 10 seconds plus for the Lion and the Lush rack. But we will lose both sets of racks, and no Broodmama is going to be struggling a little bit here to defend off that mid lane. 26 minutes and you're losing a set of racks makes it very, very difficult. It also means that you effectively have less gold on the map for you to farm because those creeps are worth less. But this could have been a good break for no Broodmama, but that Medusa just so tanky, especially once the Abaddon just raid bosses her with the Aphotic Shield, with the Mist Coil. The Medusa just seems like her HP pool never ends. We take a look at it right now. We've got 1500 HP on the Medusa. But then you got mana shield. So damage per mana is at 2.5. So 60% of the incoming damage in exchange for Medusa's mana. And you're sitting at 1100. Just under 1100 mana. That is a lot of effective HP. Someone out there can certainly do the math. I know I'm not going to right now. But that is a lot of effective HP. But let's take a look at what no Broodmama's got going for them. They are smoked up, and they're going to use it to go into the Roche Pit. They do have a Yule Scepter now up on the Lesh rack. They've also got a Force Staff and a Perseverance on the Mag. That means Refresher is going to be on its way. I don't want to say shortly, but it is going to be on its way. We saw 11 pick up the BKB. He's up to 750 gold since doing that, but not sure what his next item is going to be. It might just be an Aegis. Nope, it's going to go on Brink, and yeah, that's probably the better target for them, as that Leshrac can do a lot of damage when it gets in your face, but getting in your face means a little bit of vulnerable by doing so. We had a couple heroes here smoked up for ASDF. Some will remain in smokes. XSY is actually smoked and vendetted, but won't be able to find a target. 11 just, while this is going on, just hanging out in the bottom lane, farming up a little bit, pushing, as he's saying, you know what, you guys can do all your nonsense, standing up there on the high ground, protecting the secret shop. Well, I'm just going to keep pushing the bottom lane. He is quite hesitant because he doesn't know exactly where all these heroes are. This Observer Ward is a Radiant Observer Ward, so he doesn't know exactly where those heroes are, and yeah, he's definitely hesitant. Now he's going to back away, but ooh, he might run right into them, as he's actually just going to stop and farm up the jungle. And now Eleanor is going to be there. Oh, and Matif's going to be there as well. Will he be able to get the lift off? 11 going to try to run away. Gets the pounce off, but the lift is there before the Dark Pact. Now 11 will Dark Pact, pop the ult, and TP away. Sonic Wave comes out. It's definitely on the mark, but 11 able to get that TP off. He wasn't that low for the Sonic Wave to actually finish him off. Let's take a quick look at our Queen of Pain, see what kind of items we got on Yuliswag Rico. BKB, it's down to 9 seconds, but also a plate mail as well getting added on. So this Queen of Pain getting big and beefy. We've got a Blink Dagger on the Rubik, but mainly just your typical support stuff. Maybe a Force Staff's going to be his next item as well. It could go for a Yule's. It could go a lot of things, quite honestly. The Manta has been finished by Eleanor. He's sitting at another 3,600 gold. My goodness, and look at this. That's a Nyx Assassin with an Aghanims. So he is now, uh-oh. I am disconnecting. That's not good. Not sure if that's the stream, not sure if that's Dota 2. It could very well be Dota 2. But we're just going to keep going with this. As the heroes may be running in place, but we can actually check their items. We've got a mech up on the Abaddon. What else do we have? I checked everyone on the Radiant side. I'm going to get disconnected. We're going to hit reconnect. I'm going to quickly try to load something up here just to make sure it's Dota 2 and it's not the stream. As for download, it is... looks good to me. So apparently it is just Dota 2, so we will load back in the game. Game is paused, and oh, we lost a lot of heroes. or a lot of players. So wasn't just me. We're back in it though. So it looks like we just need the Nyx Assassin to rejoin, and he has as well. So once XSY says he's ready, and everyone else on ASDF says they're ready, and no Broodmama's ready, we'll be ready to go on this. But yeah, we did have a mech on the Abaddon, but not that much. Besides that, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want, where we can see current gold and everything, as Eleanor still sitting at 4,000 gold. My goodness. But we've got a lot of gold on hand for a lot of the heroes on the Dire side. That means items are soon going to be on their way. We don't really see that on the Radiant side, with the exception of Eleanor. But there's some 2 big gold per minute heroes on the side of the Radiant, and ASDF's got the Queen of Pain and the Dusa over 500, whereas no Broodmama just has 1 hero over 400, and that's 11 on the Slark, sitting at 434. Well, looks like the teams are quite a ways away from each other right now, so it doesn't look like any action's going to be on the way. But something's got to happen for no Broodmama, as the last couple fights have definitely not been going their way, and they're on the back foot. As for ASDF, I'm really interested to see what the Nyx Assassin's going to be able to do with the Aghanim Scepter, turning him into that lurker from StarCraft.
Is under attack.
Because I really haven't seen that used to that much effectiveness, but obviously ASDF quite confident in it, in their Nyx Assassin, and I'm assuming quite confident in him picking up an Aghanim as he went for it this game. And if we think back to the draft, he was their 2nd pick overall, so they must be quite comfortable with the hero. As XSY, I mean, he had that rough moment in the lane where he died and then respawned, TP'd, and died again. That was a little bit rough, but since there, he's kind of rebounded a bit. He's sitting at 4-4 and 8 right now. Not the best record, but certainly he's done a good enough job. He's been vendettaing around, scouting for his team, trying to find kills, and sometimes you don't actually have to find the kills, but just being in the right spot when you vendetta and giving your team vision of those targets means that your team can make better decisions overall. That means you're not going to engage in a situation that's not going to be good for you. You know, you can back appropriately. You can do a lot of things. You can just farm a different area of the map more effectively because you know where 1 hero is, or 2 heroes is, or 3 heroes are. So there's a lot that can happen even if you don't find a kill with a vendetta. And you know, XSY, I think he's definitely had an impact on the map. So that 4-4 and 8, it's not really that
middle
telling.
tower is under attack.
I think definitely well, I'll get to that, I guess, in a bit. But we've got a little bit of pressure being applied here on the tier 2. But looks like everyone on the side, no Broodmama, will get away. I thought maybe the Queen of Pain was going to be able to catch up, but not able to do so. The blink range is just too short. Queen of Pain needs a buff. Please don't. Please don't. This hero's... I honestly think Queen of Pain is in the perfect spot right now. I think she's a fantastic hero. I don't think she's too strong, but she's incredibly relevant right now, and yeah, just in a perfect spot. And so don't touch her, Ice Frog, even though I don't like playing Queen of Pain. We do have 4 heroes from ASDF up here in the top lane.
Double damage.
As they're going to well, they're not really looking for kills. It looks like they're just going right after this tier 2. They want to bring it down.
Bountiful.
As Eleanor's up here. And when a hard carry Medusa is up looking to push a tower and everyone on his team's there, that means this tower is probably going to go down, or it's going to mean a big fight's about to happen. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a fight. The tower's going to go down. And as we haven't pointed out yet, but there is a Scotty on the Medusa. AC was also finished on the Queen of Pain. Besides that, nothing else new getting picked up for ASDF. Brink still hasn't picked up anything with all that gold that he's got, but one Bloodstone charge. That is not ideal. That is not ideal at all, but that's a huge pickup for them. We've got a refresher now on the Magnus. Harris still just has his Blink Dagger. 11. What's all his gold in? It must be something on the Courier. Yeah, it's almost a Scotty. Very, very close. Just needs to pick up the Orb of Venom, which he already had in his inventory. What am I talking about? Either way, the Scotty is finished, and he would be able to purchase that from the fountain anyways, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. But now we've got a Scotty on either side, and Brink also purchased something as well. What did he purchase? He's going after a BKB, and I think that's definitely a wise choice. There's a lot of magic damage that's coming out from ASDF, but also the two disables. There are, I mean, technically there's 3 if you count the Medusa, but effectively there's 2 disables on ASDF. You've got the stun from the Nyx Assassin and the lift from the Rubik, and both of those are quite detrimental to the Leshrac. Because if you're getting stunned by the Nyx Assassin, that means you're probably very, very close to the other heroes and very, very close to where the source of the burst damage is going to be coming from. And if you get lifted by the Rubik, he's going to be able to throw you into a very compromising position. So 2 very scary disables, especially when you're a Leshrac, when you're playing so close to that line of like in your face, but not too far in your face. Now we're going to see Roche go down for a second time this game. This time it's going to be claimed by ASDF. The Aegis will go on to the Medusa, and oh my goodness. We've got a Medusa that has an endless HP pool, and even if you manage to go through that endless HP pool, she's just going to come right back. It's not even fair. And with that, they're not even going to wait. They're not even going to farm. They're just going to go and push.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're just going to go walk right up onto the high ground here. Ping did come out from No Broodmama saying where the Queen of Pain was, that she was a little bit away from her team. But not able to engage there, and I don't think there really was an opening to really exploit there. But we will have our fight here as 11 has popped the BKB. He's man fighting with Eleanor. But, oh, he's getting his HP back up. Where is the RP? There it is, finally, as the Magnus comes in. But look at that. The steal from the Rubik, and he lays down his own RP, and that just turns everything around. We do have some buybacks coming out from No Broodmama, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep this tier 3 and the set of racks alive, as 11's going to jump in. He started going on XSY, but XSY just drops into that underground. He burrows as the lurker there, and we will lose the set of racks as ASDF looking like they're in a pretty good position here, and indeed they will get their first win of the season for the Saturday Dota League, as GG well played will get called by No Broodmama. So first game goes to ASDF, and that means No Broodmama and ASDF will be entering the playoffs through the losers bracket, and the Business Gaming and Boreal Esports will be entering into the winners bracket. So we won't have a tiebreaker for to determine who's going to be in the winners bracket, who's going to be in the losers bracket. As well, our next game, it doesn't really, I guess it doesn't really mean anything, but it does mean things. As, of course, these teams want to, I mean, they want to prove themselves, right? No Broodmama's sitting at 2 and 3 now. ASDF, they're at 1 and 4. So a win here, another win, win this next game would actually even those two teams. So they'd be tied up, and that really changes where ASDF stands in the standings. Obviously, it would make them tied for third, but also it's a little bit different when you're sitting there with a donut and a whole bunch of losses, whereas you've got a couple wins under your belt and you're still at the bottom, or right, you know, kind of tied for right near that bottom. But it just looks better overall, and it kind of boosts morale because you got those wins, and it's good to have that little bit of boost. and get those wins under your belt going into the playoffs. But that's going to wrap it up for this game. Once again, guys, I'm Niz. Hopefully you're going to join us for our game 2. It should be up in just a few minutes here. Make sure you do head on over to SaturdayDotaLeague.com and check out more about the Saturday Dota League. You can also hit format on the website to find out everything about how the playoffs will run. Standings, so you can look at how the standings work out. I covered them at the start of the cast, but you can look at the red division, the blue division, and see what teams are there and how they fared. But then the rosters are up there as well, and then of course make sure you follow the Twitter account as well, and you can also follow me on Twitter at NizCast, and make sure you follow me on Twitch as well, as I cast a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll be casting definitely more of the Saturday Dota League moving forward. But I want to make sure I don't miss the next lobby, so I'm going to toss it to music, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, so feel free to go grab a drink. But don't go too far, as we've got another game left in this best of 2.